Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. I'm Donna, and today I am going to do my finished coloring pages for December 2018. I hope everyone had a very Merry Christmas. I know I am so glad to be finished coloring Christmas pictures. I am just pretty much over it. It'll feel really good to put these the Christmas books up on the shelf, and I will probably pull them back out, maybe some in July for maybe a little bit of a Christmas in July, and then of course I will pull them back out in probably late October, early November of 2019. So let's just get started. I'm going to move these over just a tad. Nice little stack of books here. And first, this is Lacy Sunshine's Greatest Hits, Shades of Gray, Heather Valentin. This was a gift, and I love it so much. We have this pretty little girl here sitting on the cup with her roasted marshmallow. And this was done with Ohuhu marker. And it was just straight marker. I didn't do any shading or anything like that on this picture. And then here we have the girl, Lacy Sunshine, I guess, with the like a dragon carousel, kind of a mushroom type thing at the top of the carousel. And this was done also with Ohuhu markers. And we have this one. I really like the way this one turned out. The picture looked a little blurry before I started to color, but it did turn out very nice. This was also done with Ohuhu markers. I think I pretty much colored these almost immediately after getting the book, and I just had my Ohuhus out, so that's kind of what I was working with that. And then I have this one that was done, this little fairy that was done also in Ohuhu marker. And what had happened here was I had some marker bleed through where I had forgotten to put something behind this image. So I just came in with darker colors that covered up those markers. So it just kind of saved the page a little. You can still make out some of the bleed through. There was some on her face. That was very unfortunate, but you know, it was just something to lay some color down so the page would be saved. And that's it for this book. And then this is Heather Valentin's Magical Garden Coloring Book Greatest Hits. And I have one in here. We did this little girl. It reminded me of Cindy Lou Who from The Grinch. I enjoyed doing this one. And this was done with Touch New markers. And then I used the Koh-i-Noor woodless pencils just to put a little bit of like a highlight shade around her. And I put some shade, a little bit of shading in her hair and around the pieces of candy. And then I blended that out with my Odorless Mineral Spirits empty Copic marker that I use. I blended it out with that. So that's this one. And then we have the Deborah Muller Naughty or Nice Pinup Girls. This was the book that I did complete this season, cover to cover. It was loads of fun. I loved this book. The first coloring book I ever completely finished, and there's quite a few in here because I was determined I was going to finish this book this year, or this season. Okay, so we have this one here with the Snowman. And I wanted to do the shading on the snow with a purple instead of a blue. I went a little too far in here. That was like one of the first times I'd ever attempted to do this with snow. So Let me see. This is Prismacolor Pencils is what I shaded with. It has the base of Touch 5 marker, and I did use the Wink of actually I think it's not the Wink of Stella. It's just the Shimmer Mist pen that I made, that I had refilled a Wink of Stella with, and I just used that to put a little shine and glimmer on the page, and that's what the Shimmer Mist pen looks like when it's refilled, if you guys can make that out at all. Okay, and then I did this little girl here, or lady here, with the Christmas tree, with the pony, and everything. And I did this with Ohuhu markers, and then I used the Posca pen, just to put the little dots here in the Christmas tree and on her outfit. And then I used my Hero pencils to do some background. And then I went in with, of course, the Odorless Mineral Spirits just to blend that out. And then I used my Shimmer Mist pen just to add some shimmer to the page. Okay, and then I did the girl inside of the stocking, and she was done with the Ohuhu markers. The background is the Hero pencils with the Odorless Mineral Spirits blended out, my Shimmer Mist pen, and then I went in and put silver stickles also on the page. There's that. Okay, and then this one, the girl riding on the Christmas balls, was done with Touch New markers, and there was the background area was done with the Prismacolor Premiers and blended out with the Odorless Mineral Spirits. And then I also used the Shimmer Mist pen here on the lights, and a little bit on the poinsettia in her hair. Okay, and then this lady was done with her little note to Santa. What are you doing later tonight? Hugs and kisses. This was done with Touch New markers. Then the little bit of the background here that you see that was done with Prismacolor Premier pencils, blended out with the Odorless Mineral Spirits marker and my Shimmer Mist pen. Okay, I'm trying to move these just so you can kind of see the shimmer a little bit in the light. And I really like this one. I went purple with her hair, and I really don't like using black markers much. So I did do the actual outfit in the black, but then I gave her brown gloves with a brown bow and things like that. She's got her Gucci, her Chanel, Victoria's Secret gifts, and I colored her with the Ohuhu markers, and then the pencil work was done with Prismacolor Premiers with Odorless Mineral Spirits marker and my Shimmer Mist pen. Okay, and then we have the Cupcake Queen. She turned out very nice. I loved the pink hair that I did on her. I thought it was really cute. This is the Ohuhu markers, Prismacolor Premiers, Odorless Mineral Spirits, and the Shimmer Mist pen. And here, I can get you on the naughty list, was Shuttle Art markers, also the Artify markers together, with the Shimmer Mist pen. Okay. Naughty Nutcracker. Thought that was a cute little name. Naughty Nutcracker. And she is done with the Shuttle Art and Artify markers and stickles added for shine and shimmer. And then we have the girl on top of the roof with free parking for Santa sign. She was colored with Cali Art markers, and Prismacolor Premier Pencils for the background, and odorless mineral spirits to blend that out. And then here we have the Bikini Girl here at the water with the dolphin. Excuse me. And she was colored with the Shuttle Art and the Artify markers. And then a little bit of Prismacolor Premier Pencils. Okay, we have Joy. And I'm not sure why, but I really like the way the little donut or cookie, whatever it is there in the middle, turned out. I liked that a lot. This was done with the Bianyo markers, and then just my Shimmer Mist pen for sparkle. And we have Santa's delinquent daughter, as I called her the first time when we showed the completed book. This was Ohuhu markers, Prismacolor Premier Pencils, and stickles. And this one was done with Ohuhu markers, Prismacolor Premier Pencils. Okay, and this is with Touch 5 markers, Prismacolor Pencils. And this one, I wanted like a 1960s palette is what I went in and used with that. And I did that with the Ohuhu markers. And I put in some Prismacolor Premiers and my odorless mineral spirits. And then last for this book is the little girl here with the bows covering her goodies, standing by the tree. And this was Shuttle Art markers with Prismacolor Premier Pencils, odorless mineral spirits, and Shimmer Mist pen. And that's it for this book. And this is Christmas Circles by Tabitha Barnett. And I did this page here with the cupcakes in Bianyo markers, and then I shaded with Prismacolor Premiers. And the little gingerbread people, I did not like the way I put the black on the eyes at all. Well, the dark gray, actually, not black. I really didn't like the way this turned out. But I included it, and this was Bianyo markers with the, I used a little bit of At You Spica pen on these. It's the, it's made by the 2 Marker Company, which is the maker of Copics, and they're the At You Spicas. Those are really nice. This one here with the penguins, I colored this yesterday on Christmas. Today's the 26th, so this was done on Christmas Day when I was just kind of sitting around. We were waiting on my stepdaughter to show up for Christmas. And this one was done with my Faber-Castell Pit Artist pens. And then I used the Rayon gel pens just for the glitter on, I did the bows on the packages and the penguin's hat and scarf and his feet and his beak with the gel pens, and the rest was done with the Pit pens. And then last for this book is the sweaters here. Well, the sweaters and the hats, and the mittens and the socks. And these were done also with Faber-Castell Pit pens and my Shimmer Mist pen. This one was also done yesterday on Christmas. I just felt like, you know, pulling out my Pit pens and working with those a little bit. And that was nice to do. I had not done that in a little while. We are going to need to use those a little more frequently. This is the Mega Winter Holiday Coloring Book by Dwana Stolfus, and there's just a couple in here. Here's the Joy. We did this on camera in a color and chat. I don't have marked what these were. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they were the Shuttle Art markers, and then we used the Rayon gel pens on the ribbon as well as the Christmas ornaments. And then last for this book would be here. I did the little coffee kettle with the snowman on that. And this was done with Touch 5 markers. And I used my Kohinoor woodless pencils for shading on this one. And a little bit of a background around the kettle. You know, I may start doing full backgrounds, I'm not sure. But right now I really like the way it looks when I just kind of, you know, go around the edges like this, you know, around the edges and then kind of blend that out. I really am liking the way that looks. So, been using that a lot recently. We all know I'm very, very new to pencils, so. This is A Very Merry Christmas by Deborah Muller. This is a very cute book. And here we have Santa with the fairy. And this picture was done with the Artify and Shuttle Art markers. And then I used my Shimmer Mist pen and my Arteza woodless pencils for some shading. And also the background. And then I did this little fairy here on the tree limb. And I did pink and blue for the holly instead of green and red. And I just stuck with kind of blues, pinks, and yellows on this picture. And this was done with the Bianyo alcohol markers. I also used some Touch 5 markers. And then my Alien Art glitter gel pens on this one. Okay. And we have the little fairy elf with the reindeer and the owl. And this was done with my Shuttle Art and Artify markers. I used Stickles as well as my Shimmer Mist pen on this one. Okay. And I love the way this fairy turned out. I wanted to do something a little backwards. So I did the Christmas tree in red. I did the trunk for the tree in the goldish yellows and the star brown. So I flipped those. And then on the holly, the leaves are red and the berries are green, which I think turned out really neat. Her poinsettia in her hair is green. So I just kind of did a traditional flip on that. And then I went in just with different shades of like tan and brown mixed in with that. And I really like the way this turned out. This was done with Artify and Shuttle Art markers. And then I used my Shimmer Mist pen on her wings and on the tree and on the holly berries. I really do like this one. And then I really like this one also. The fairy here with her wine. And I made sure the wine bottle was empty. So she's drank it all. She looks like she might be a little bit tipsy. And this was done with Touch New markers. And then I did the shading around the trees and the fairy with Prismacolor Premiers. Blended that out with Odorless Mineral Spirits. And then I used Posca pen and went around the edges of the tree. So it just kind of looks like there was snow there. Okay, and then I have this fairy. And I colored this fairy on Christmas Eve. And I really like her. The expression on her face is like, okay, get on with it already. And that's kind of how I felt when I did this picture. I was already over the Christmas coloring, ready to move on, but I was just hanging in there. And this was just kind of how I felt about the Christmas coloring at the time. But I do like the way this turned out. I think she looks really cute. And this was Touch New markers with my Shimmer Mist pen. And I also used my Kohinoor woodless pencils to do some shading and just blended that out with the Odorless Mineral Spirits. Okay, and then last for this book is the Snow Queen fairy. And I did the fairy in green, her hair in blue. Then I mixed in some, of course, pinks and some yellowish gold in there. And this was done with the Shuttle Art and Artify markers with my Shimmer Mist pen and my Kohinoor Woodlist pencils for shading. And here on her outfit, where you see the shading here, this was actually my attempt just to kind of see what would happen with shading on Create Space paper, alcohol marker to alcohol marker. So this is not pencil here. This is actually 2 markers just kind of going in to get the effect. Not blending. What am I looking for? Would it be blending? Maybe it would be blending. Not shading, blending. Blending. Yeah, that sounds right. Anyway, if I'm not saying that right, correct me in the comments. My mind just kind of went blank there. But I like the way she turned out. Very cute. Very, very cute. Can you see her shimmer? I love the shimmer mist. I am so glad that I decided to test that just to see what would happen. It's awesome. Okay, and this is Lacey Sunshine's Christmas Joy Greatest Hits Coloring Book by Heather Valentin. I was really eating up the Deborah Muller and Heather Valentin over the holidays, it seems. Okay, and I have the boy here. He was done with Cali Art markers, Prismacolor Premier pencils. Oops, I skipped one. And I have this girl here, and she was done with my Artify markers and a Shimmer Mist pen. I didn't do any shading or anything on this. I was just kind of in the mood, just straight color when I did this one. And here we have the little boy on the mailbox with all the letters to Santa. And I colored this with the Ohuhu markers. Then I shaded with Hero pencils. I used soft pastel for the background, and then Stickles for the glitter on him. And then here's my little camo elf, and I was just going for a green elf look, and the more I colored, I was like, oh my goodness, he looks like he's going hunting. He just looks camo to me. And I used the Shuttle Art and Artify markers. And the reason I generally use those 2 together is because I think that the Shuttle Art is lacking colors, and I am sure that the Artify, I know it's lacking some colors. But if you combine those 2 together, the markers are pretty much the same in the way that they're made and everything. And it's almost like you just really expand your set, so you end up with a lot more than like the 100 Shuttle Arts. You're adding, I believe it added 20 different colors that didn't, 23 or 26 colors that did not come in the Shuttle Arts. And on top of that, some of the markers in the Artify that do share the same numbers with the Shuttle Arts are also different hues, even though they're the same numbers and names. So I think it was about 140 different shades that I ended up with, colors and shades, by adding those 2 sets together. So that was nice. Lots of stickles on him. Okay, and I did this one here with the snow people, and it was done in Ohuhu marker. And I did not do any shading other than with the actual Ohuhu markers. I did do a little bit of outlining and shading with the actual marker. And I think that turned out pretty good. I'm kind of trying to play around with putting the 2 different color markers together on the Create Space paper to see if I can figure out a trick to being able to do that instead of just being, you know, able to lay the pencil down on top of the marker. Okay. And then I have this one, and I think it's turned out very pretty. I like the colors in this. And this is the Shuttle Art Artify markers. It is Prismacolor Premier pencils as the highlight and odorless mineral spirits to blend that out. And this is the last one from this picture, or this book. And this was done with Cali Art and Bianno markers. Those mix together very well. They're basically the same marker. Prismacolor Premiers for the background. I used Posca Pen for highlights on the candies. And Odorless Mineral Spirits blended everything out. That's it for that book. This was the Christmas Mandalas book. And it's, does it say who it's printed by? Franskoskis Bizenhet. Oh my goodness, that's a big name. And I just did this one here. And this was done with my Stabilios fine liners. I used Posca Pen for lines and dots on the presents and around the tree for snow effect. And then my Shimmer Mist pen for some shine on the tree and stars. And that was that book. And this is the Jade Summer Christmas Coloring Book Volume 2. I have one in here for December. I did the cake picture. And it was done with Touch 5 markers, Koh-i-Noor woodless pencils for any shading that's in the picture. Okay. Now I have Winter Windlings, Edwina McNamee. And I did this one, which I think turned out beautiful. And this was with Touch New markers, and I used Prismacolor Premiers for some shading, blended that out with the Odorless Mineral Spirits. I think the Prismas look a lot better when they're blended on the Create Space. And then I used my Shimmer Mist pen on that, just for a little bit of shimmer and shine. I like this one a lot. Okay. Winter Woodland Wonderland, Deborah Muller. There's a couple in here. We have this with the bunny and the fox, and it was done with Artify and Shuttle Art markers. There is no pencil shading or anything like that. All right. I have this one, and this was just Touch 5 markers. There's no fancy, no fancy here, just straight coloring with my markers. And finally, last, I have this one. Excuse me. This is my Shuttle Art and my Artify markers, and I use Prismacolor Premier for a little bit of a highlighted type background, and some Shimmer Mist pen for sparkle. Okay. A Whimsy Girls Christmas, Hannah Lynn. I did this little elf in the, like, Santa's workshop here. And this was just, I believe, Cali Art markers. And I used Posca Pen here on her hat and the Jingle Bell area here, shirt and stockings, just to kind of put some highlights there. And then I did this one. It's the last one in this book. And this was done with my chameleon markers. And I just straight colored with the chameleon markers. I didn't, blend or anything like that. But I like a lot of the colors in the chameleons because they're more, to me, more toned down than some of the other budget-friendly markers. And to me, I just really like this green, and I liked the gray. So I just kind of used those for this one. And then I just went in with some Posca Pen. And that's it for that book. And then, again, Heather Valentin. Maybe I should have put these together, all the Heather Valentins together and all of that. But I didn't. This is Lacey Sunshine Presents Holidays, the Greatest Hits Coloring Book. And I believe there's 2 in here. I did the angel, and this is Artify markers with Prismacolor and Shimmer Mist. Very shiny. Okay, and then I did this one with the little girl inside of the, what looks kind of like Cinderella's glass slipper, except with a candy twist. And I did this with Artify and Shuttle Art markers. I used the Arteza Woodless pencils for shading, and I used my Shimmer Mist pen for sparkle. I used the Shimmer Mist pen a lot in December, much more so than the stickles. I started running low on some of my stickles, and they did not have any in stock of the ones that I wanted on scrapbook.com, so that just kind of went off to the side for right now. And then I have Tenderful Enchantments, Clara Markova. I did the Christmas images that were in the back. I did this one here, which was with the Prismacolor Pencils. And then I did this one in marker, which this book took beautifully. And of course it bled through, but there's nothing more than little, little things on the back of the Clara Markova pages. So I didn't feel too bad, and I really got to enjoy the marker. And that worked really well. And then I did a non-Christmas picture in here, and I absolutely adore the way this picture turned out. And I actually did some blending here with the marker. And it did really well. It seems like this paper is just, it's amazing. And this was done with Touch New markers, and my Cornor Woodless pencils did do a little bit of shading on the leaves. But this blending here on the flowers, those were marker on marker, and I think it turned out great. The paper took it so well. I am just so impressed with this book, and I'm going to be doing a lot of coloring in these Clara Markova books in 2019. I absolutely love them. I believe they are my favorite coloring books right now. And this is Fairy Miracles. I feel very blessed to have this, and if you're still, sorry about the shaking there, and if you're still looking to get this book, it is in stock on Amazon as of right now. So, run over to Amazon and get your copy if you have not yet. And that's Amazon US. Okay, and I did this one here, and this, I believe, was my Hero pencils. I'm pretty sure. And I love this one. And that is it for my December completed coloring book pages. I will, of course, color more before the month is out. It's only the 26th. Those will be included in my January completed pictures. I will just try to kind of make a note that they were actually done in December and just show those first. But the Christmas pages are completed, and I wanted to put my Christmas books up. So I wanted to go ahead and get this video made today. So I hope you guys enjoyed looking over the pages that I've colored as much as I enjoyed coloring them and showing them to you. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you guys in another video very soon. And until then, peace, love, and happy coloring. Bye, guys.